Okay, hello everybody. It's a pleasure to participate with all your distinguished guests in this great forum. And I'm here to give a presentation about the construction as a key driver for sustainable economic development in Africa. My name is Ahmed Youssef, and I'm the Director of Operations in Egypt for Dar al-Handasah Share and Partners. Who we are, Dar al-Handasah. Dar al-Handasah is the founder of Dar Group with over 19,000 professionals. We have 5 principal design offices in Beirut, Lebanon, in Cairo, Egypt, London, in UK, Pune in India, and Amman in Jordan. We're covering 46 permanent local branch offices, 12 of which is in Africa. We have served 950 clients in 60 countries with more than 4,000 successfully completed projects. We are ranked number 7 among the international design firms according to the Engineering News Record rankings. We are number 2 in the Middle East and number 5 in Africa. We are considered number 3 if we are ranked as one of the pure design firms. With our 14 or more than 14 affiliate companies, we cover all disciplines in the design and engineering and technical services, starting from conceptual design, feasibilities, the studies, everything from concept until final complete delivery. I'm going through the Africa's economic outlook, especially after the current pandemic. Africa has always witnessed steady gross domestic product growth rate, and with a 3.6 to 3.2% annually. However, due to the current pandemic, it's expected to drop to minus 1.7. However, luckily, during 2021, we will reach 4.6% of GDP growth rate. This is very optimistic. The economic sectors that are expected to be impacted by the current COVID-19 impacts, there are some that will be heavily impacted, like oil and gas refinery industries, like tourism, like maritime transportation, manufacturing, recreational, agriculture, mining, and small and medium enterprises. However, slightly the construction, real estate, and transportation will be having medium impacts, while healthcare, infrastructure, and ICT will witness low impacts. Some see that the current pandemic is an opportunity for reforming the world and the industries. The World Economic Forum sees it as an opportunity for a great reset, as an opportunity for industrial revolution, number 4, which is the digitalization, reinforcing regional development, uplifting global cooperation, valuing sustainable development, redesigning socio-economic sectors, new world economy, and restoring the environment. As identified by McKinsey, there is an opportunity to identify the new norms, also called the new normal, and imagine the unthinkable. Within the global order, there is an opportunity for realigning the balance of power, globalization of going local, and new concept of labor mobility. For societies, there will be remapping in urban landscapes, focus on social justice and equality. For individuals, there will focus on healthcare, shift in cultural daily routines, focus on digital consumer markets. While in business, we will have appetite for digital transformation, digital-based business models, remote jobs, and digital markets. In emerging construction industry trends, There are changes in the market requirements. Customer needs, there will be persistence in cost pressures and tight budgets, increased projects complexity, focus on end user needs and costs of ownership, increased attention to HSE, sustainability, and digital interaction. While as construction inputs, there will be change in the supply chain of materials and products and scarcity of skilled labor. The emerging trends in the industrialization, there will be focus on production technologies and offsite production, digitalization, data-driven decision-making, reliance on technology in design, construction, and operation. As for material technology, there will be focus on lightweight, eco-friendly, sustainable materials, and there will be new breed of competitors. This will lead us to future programs, customer-centric projects, investment in technologies, market consolidation, sustainable construction, digital supply chain, reliance on artificial intelligence and machines, and of course, focus on specialization. Also, as defined by McKinsey, the reimagining development in Africa post-epidemic or post-pandemic, the society will accelerate digital transformation, focus on vulnerable rural communities, and focus on resilient healthcare systems. In business, we will have market consolidation and innovation. We have self-reliance on manufacturing, formalization of African economies, which is the most important. As for government, there will be focus on a need and necessity to regional and pan-African cooperation, public and private partnership, proactive role to sustain economy. How to build business in Africa post-pandemic? How to develop market strategies? They'll set clear aspiration for growth, tackle significant market sectors, infrastructure, for example, setting achievement goals, innovative business models, create products and services targeting Africa's needs, harness technology and innovation, go lean to drive costs down, unleash African talent, grow talent from within the current population, building and developing skills, and then long-term resilience in engage and build relationship with governments and develop partnerships. We covered the expected changes and trends in post-pandemic and the relation with the construction industry. Now we are going together to take a look about the needs and opportunities in Africa concerning infrastructure and construction industry. Now in Africa, we have almost 1.3 billion persons in population, 504 million considered as a labor force in 2020. These figures are going to increase dramatically and reach by 2050 as 2 billion persons in Africa and around 800 million consequently as available labor force. We can imagine together, according to PIDA infrastructure outlook, how many housing facilities at schools and universities, healthcare facilities that will be needed to cover the existing needs for the current 1.3 and the expected increase in population of the 2 billion in 2050. This is just a glimpse on the opportunities available. Additionally, the GDP per capita will increase from $4,700 per capita in 2020. It will expected to reach by 2040 11,490, which is almost 2.5x the current GDP per capita. It will increase the purchasing power of the individuals of the population in Africa. However, currently, the infrastructure investments are only 4% of the GDP, while we need almost 150 billion US dollar yearly in order to cover the requirements of Africa's infrastructure. Meanwhile, the current population have only 30% has only access to sewage services. Only 54% have access to paved roads, 63% access to piped water, 65% access to electricity, whereas 93% has access to mobile phone services. This will give us a glimpse how much expenditure should be and investment should be directed towards infrastructure to cover the gaps in the current needs. Also, thousands of miles of roads need to be enhanced and developed during the coming period until 2040 in order to enhance the Pan-African trade and cooperation. Almost 300 million passengers need to be added to the capacity of the current airports by 2040. Additionally, also by 2040, there will be a need to reach 1,600 terawatt per hour from the current 400. So there is a great deal of electricity and power need to be added to the current capacities. This, of course, will be covered by biomass energy, geothermal energies, hydro energy, solar energy, and wind energy, that the available resources in the African nation. Additionally, there will be also almost 300 cubic kilometers per year of water that need to be added as needs and to meet the demand on water, whether for agriculture, domestic, industrial needs. We have gone through all the enormous opportunities of business and needs and infrastructure in Africa, and that we need to cooperate together in order to capture these opportunities. However, there should be a business way forward. As explained in the previous two sections of the presentation, we have a great deal of Africa's unmet development needs. We have currently international appetite with know-hows to come here to Africa, invest and harness this golden mine. And we have currently available foreign direct investments. And of course, we have Africa's huge labor force. Collectively, these are the factors that will, of course, enhance the economic development of Africa. However, as defined by McKinsey in a report, only less than 10% of the projects achieve financial closure, and 80% of the projects fail on the feasibility and business plan stage. Why is that? Identified by the causes of the infrastructure paradox, the availability of everything, but very little projects take place because of the limited deal of or selection of low impact projects, lack of long-term master plan that can bridge political cycles, weak feasibility study and business plans in the beginning, delays in obtaining licenses, approvals and permits, inability to agree on risk allocations, inability to secure offtake agreements and guarantees, and poor program delivery as a result of insufficient capabilities in planning. However, there are solutions to overcome this paradox of the infrastructure projects. Government and development institutions can take part by improving the flow of private sector financing and commercially viable infrastructure sectors, improving the commercial viability of projects, reallocating government financing and investments into to less profitable projects, not to compete with these successful examples, strengthening collaboration with national or multinational, multilateral financial institutions. And for the private sector, Developers and investors, they can invest more in capital upfront to ensure that projects are feasible and correctly prepared from the earliest development phases. Focus more on examining the risk profiles of their potential clients, identifying financial partners that can support them with risk mitigation. That's why we need to focus on bankability and guarantees. We need the help of the governments to prepare an enabling environments by preparing a proper regulatory framework, a proper legislative framework, and enhance the funding sources. And by collaboration between the stakeholders of the construction industries, governments or the end users, design consultants, consultancy firms, and construction companies. Collaboration will lead that international consultants should provide technical services at early beginning to ensure feasibility and proper project delivery and guarantees. International construction key players have to bring their know-how to the continent. They have to commit to employ local staff and provide them with proper training to meet the requirements of the large amount of projects. And the international construction companies, they should work hard with the international financial institutes to provide EPC plus finance projects with even the facility of operation and transfer of knowledge and assets at the end of the concession. If we collaborate together, we can all capture this great opportunities, these great opportunities and this golden mine in Africa. Thank you so much. This is the end of my presentation, and I will be happy to entertain any questions.